Looks like there's a problem in the stream. All right, microphone testing, audio check one. Audio check. Can you guys tell me if the audio is okay? Not sure if I can. Come on. Yeah, I think so. The audio is fine. Hello, mic test. Mic test. Audio test. Okay. All right, so we are live here on YouTube, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening for people who are watching from different time zone. Welcome to a Q&A where you can ask me questions and I'll try my best to answer those questions. So yeah, if you have any more questions, please put down your question. This is gonna be a 30-minute Q&A. So yep, I'm gonna stay here, and once everybody joins, and if you guys have questions, we'll try to answer the questions in the order in which we have received. Oh, we have our first question here. Gaurav says, when you will start videos on Kafka with Python? Not at the current moment, Gaurav, because I'll tell you the because Kinesis is almost much better than Kafka in all the other ways, and you can Google this. I was reading more about Kinesis. So to be honest, I don't feel that I need to explore Kafka more, right? And hence, at the current point, I'm not thinking of Kafka videos. So yeah. Because the same functionality could be done using Kinesis data stream, real time, very fast. You can scale up and down. There's a concept of shards in Kinesis, right? And you can have retention period, just as in a Kafka you have a topic, and you can publish to a topic, you can publish to a data stream, and to deliver data you have Firehose, you can do Lambda transformation, and then you have real-time analytics, that is Kinesis analytics. Yeah. Oh, video, I haven't explored that topic, Gaurav. Yeah, Kinesis video, I haven't explored much. I have really explored the data stream parts, essential. So Gaurav, do you want to see a cool project that I have been working on? And I guess you guys can also work on it. It's fully powered by DynamoDB. Would you want to see that? I guess you have seen the video though, but if you want, I can show you right now. Let me know in the comments if you want to see the project. All right, if you have any questions, meanwhile, please put down your questions. Okay, you have seen that. But today morning I added a new functionality, Gaurav. I added autocomplete in that project. So really quick, I'm gonna really quickly show you. So again, Gaurav, right? I made this project fully powered by Dynamo. I added an autocomplete functionality. So of course you can click on a book. Oh, the book, this feature looks like it broke. All right, let's try. Oh, okay, so I gotta fix that. But what I just added was a autocomplete functionality. So now you can maybe click on, categories and then search books on the category. It looks like there's a problem with the JavaScript, but hopefully I'll fix that afterwards, right? But yeah, it's a cool project. Yeah, I just added a autocomplete functionality there this morning. So yeah. All right, please put down your questions, and we can answer the questions in order in which we have received. All right, so I'm gonna stay here for 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. And if you have questions, put down your question in the chat box, please. All right, if anybody has any questions that they want to ask, please feel free to put them in the chat box, and hopefully we'll try to answer them in the order in which we do receive questions. Oh, and by the way, I think I did post a video where I'm gonna be shortlisting two entries through the Google form. So and basically I'm gonna deliver a free 2 hour workshop, and the cost is $0 or 0 rupees, right? So if anybody interested can go to the video and there's a Google form, fill out the details, and then yeah. We have a question from Gaurav and says, I'm trying to add pandas library in Lambda function inside a layers, but it didn't work. I'll give you the code and I'll show you that so let me share my screen, Gaurav, and I'll give you the code. So let me come here. Yeah, I have done pandas in Lambda functions. I'll just share the code quickly with you. Come to my GitHub repository, come to repository, come to serverless, okay, and then come to, I think, lab 1 or lab 2. I just have to double check. Yeah, here, this one. So this is the lab. Here is the code. Try this out, and I am pretty confident that it's gonna work. So there you go. That's the code. We have a question from Ishanvi Maurya. Says, I have a task to predict a tag. Which please suggest which algorithm is best. I'm not much of a data science here. But however, you can do several things. For example, first you need to convert those tags into numbers or categories, right? And then you can build a classification model on that, right? Then the second approach is to do a KNN. You can convert each tag into a vector, then perform PCA and essentially plot into a two-dimensional and see how these vectors are related to each other, and then basically perform either random forest or an SVC, and you could essentially categorize that. For unsupervised learning, you can use something called K-modes, right? There's a library in Python, and you can also perform topic modeling on that, right? So these are some of the ways in which you can do it. Again, I'm not a data scientist, but again, if I was asked to do that, here is how I would, excuse me, here is how I would do it, right? So all right, any other questions for today? Jeez, it's a hard time sitting on the chair all the time. All right, any other questions that I can answer, technical, non-technical, anything, please feel free to post them in the comment or the chat box. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I am reading your questions in the comment box, and I'll try my best to answer them in the order in which we receive. I'm gonna simply turn off the comment section, and if you have questions, please post them, and yeah, I'll answer them shortly, you know. But if you don't have questions, great. If you have questions, well, post them in the chat box, okay? So far no questions, that's good. Please put down your questions so that we can answer them. I'll be there for 15 more minutes in case if you have questions and I haven't answered on the comment box. It's a good opportunity to ask here. But if you don't have, great. If you have questions, don't hesitate and please do post them in the comment box. Yeah, so again, just a couple of updates. I'll be posting some contents on GraphQL, AppSync, subscriptions with AppSync, how to consume those into in Python using WebSockets. So I'm working on some of the contents there as well. All right, I'm gonna stay for 5 more minutes. If you guys have questions, post them in the chat box. If not, great. All right, looks like there are no questions, so I will be ending the stream today a little bit earlier. So thank you so much for joining in today. And if you have questions, again, which I haven't answered, you can simply post them in the comment box on this live stream for 10/9/2022, and I'll try my best to answer. So thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you. Oh, we do have some questions. Let me try to ask one question. Hi Somal, asking as 1 year experience, shall I continue specializing myself as a data engineer? Oh, we do have some question now. I was about to, since I was not having any questions, I was about to say, okay, but let's try to answer them. So our Aman Pal says, hi Somal, asking as a 1 year experience, shall I continue specialization myself as a data engineer? How is the domain? Yeah, so data engineers, they are always gonna be in demand, right? As the number of data grows, right? So again, I feel data and data engineer, data science, these are the basically they will require, all companies will require, right? As they move data, as they migrate data, as they move to cloud, I think it's one of the hottest field, right? Also dimensional modeling, right, in data engineering, how you would essentially model or model the entities on cloud, right? Creating warehouse, performing ETL action jobs, right? So yeah, I think Aman, that there's a great scope for data engineers there. Teja D says, hi Somil, how can we connect SQSQ, JSON data, which comes from Flask RESTful API request and Athena? How can we connect SQSQ, JSON data, which comes from Flask RESTful API request and Athena? Actually, it's very easy, man. So basically, you will use a class in Python for SQS, right? And when a user makes a request, you will put the request into a SQS queue, and from there you will fire up a Lambda, and then Lambda will basically call Athena, right? So you will run the Athena query, right, into your Lambda functions, and that's pretty much it. So I think it's very fairly straightforward. It's very easy, you know. Let me see if I have a snippet. Maybe I think I do have a snippet. Let me just check. In one of the projects, I think I did that. I mean, I have the code for SQS though. Let me see, where is that Lambda function? Yeah, here. So yeah, I knew I had like code snippets. So here. So I have a class called SQS, right? This is a class. So here I create a Boto3, resource object here, and then I have a method called get QName, right? So what I do here is, again, I'm publishing data, right? So in Flask, when you get the data, right, you'll create an instance of a class, and then basically you'll get the queue name, and then you will use the send message on that. So these are the three methods that you would do to send data. Again, when you get data in Flask, again, really quick. So I think I have in my lab one. So you want Flask, right? So front end app.py here. So for example, yeah, so in your front end, you will say something like this, dict request.form, and then you will get the data, right? And once you do get the data, then you will call a Python function that I just showed you. Oh, this one. You'll create a class of SQS. Basically, you're creating a resource object, and then you will use .send method on that. So pretty straightforward though, as I said. No, I don't think so. You can directly send data from the browser. And again, that's not advisable because it's a security risk, right? So I wouldn't even do that. Ishanvi Maurya says, I want to do ML certification. Which one is the best certification? Um, there is no like answer to that, like which one is the best, right? Certification, I mean, there are so many, right? I mean, I wouldn't really go on the certification. I would rather go on grabbing the knowledge from the appropriate resources, right? I mean, at the end of the day, certificate is a piece of paper, right? It does not quantify or shows how much you know. A person might have like 15 certificates and he might be still doesn't know practical knowledge, right? So I would rather focus, as I said, right, on doing projects, right? So hopefully that does help you with your question. All right, I'll be there for 5 more minutes. So I'm gonna wrap up at 11:30. So yeah, please put down your questions. Yeah. All right. If you have questions, please post them. If not, I'm gonna wrap up at 11:30. I have 5 more minutes for questions that I can take. So please put down your questions. And in case if you're joining in late today for the live Q&A, and suppose I haven't answered, you can simply comment on this video for 10/9/2022. And again, I'll try to review those comments in the night or in the later evening. We have a questions from Ali and says, sir, I'm a beginner having a basic idea about Django. So last time I got assignments from my institute, they told sending, okay. I guess your question is incomplete there. Django data through API. So what they mean? They I'm not sure I understand. They told sending Django data. There's no like Django data. What exactly do you mean? Like, do you mean like a data from a database, or I'm not sure I understand that. Teja says, can you post the snippets for the SQS if possible? Let me see. Hold on. Ah man, you need code snippets for everything. This guy. No worries, man. I'll send you. Hold on. I'll actually show you. So come here to the repository. I believe Learn DynamoDB. That's where I had the code snippets. Come to YouTube videos. There will be a project folder, and I believe Lambda function, was that the one? Yeah, here. So this is the code snippets. I hope that helps. There you go, bro. Peace. So yeah, just all you gotta do is just replace the variables, the env, and you're all set, bro, for that. All right, I guess it's 11:30, so I'm gonna hop off, guys. Sorry if I haven't answered your questions. If I haven't answered, please comment on this video and I'll try to answer by evening or late night. I have some work to do, so unfortunately I have to hop off, and this was a quick 30-minute. But thank you so much for joining, and if I haven't answered, please comment on this particular video so that I can reply.